Welcome back to another video, everybody. So today we're gonna do another video with this laptop, and this is the first video of 2026. I know it's been like 3 months. I've been lazy and I haven't been doing nothing recently. I'm making no videos, so I'm gonna make another video with the Acer Nitro V versus a MacBook that I just got. So I've seen some people do like gaming videos to the MacBook, but the thing is that they always do cloud gaming, which is why I had to put in the title no cloud gaming. MacBooks don't have that much games on there, it has light games like Minecraft, but like other than that, multiplayer games, you're not gonna get any luck with it. For example, you can't play COD on this, you can't play Fortnite, you can't play Apex or whatever popular multiplayer game out there, but you could play a handful of single player games that's also on Windows. So I'm about to compare them and tell you the advantages of like gaming on a MacBook than on Windows, on a Windows laptops. Like I bought this for like $700. This is like a 2K, like $2,000 laptop right here. So $2,000 laptop versus a $700 gaming laptop. Keep in mind, this is gonna be the first time you see how games run on this MacBook Pro 16-inch. So I expect this one to blow this MacBook out of the water because MacBooks are not made for gaming. It obviously shows because player base on MacBook is really low. Before I start, I know I had this keyboard cover on the MacBook. People have been telling me to take it off, but look, this is soft. It's not gonna damage the screen. I know it's like a premium screen or whatever. That's how it looks like without the cover. But if you guys don't like it, well, it's whatever. It's my MacBook, it's not yours, so it doesn't matter. So I'll just keep it on there. Before you start, to start off with like a quick benchmark, so look at the specs real quick. This is a i5 13420H, 40 gigabytes of RAM, RTX 4050, Acer Nitro, and the MacBook specs is basically M2 Max, 32 gigabytes of RAM. So both these outputs are basically maxed out. So we're gonna run a quick graphics benchmark. Unfortunately, on MacBook they don't have time spy, so I gotta run this one. It's still gonna show the performance of both systems, but this one is still loading. This one's getting 15 FPS, the MacBook is getting 20, so the 4050 is performing worse. But let's see at the results. Alright, so here goes the results. So the 4050 got 1700 and the MacBook Pro got 1900, so it's a higher score, which means games should perform better on this. But let's see later on in the video. Well, we're gonna try a handful of games, probably gonna try like 4 games, the most popular games. So the first game we're gonna try is Minecraft, then work ourselves all the way up to the newest game, which is called Resident Evil 9. Yes, I'm being honest, no cloud gaming. I'm being honest with you guys. We're gonna be playing these games natively and compare them neck to neck. And 144 hertz screen, 1080p. By the way, this screen is ass. The MacBook screen is 120 hertz, but hertz doesn't really matter because this screen looks amazing. Like, it looks good. I don't care about it being 120 hertz. 120 hertz is still super smooth to me. So also to make it like, I guess, fair, because we don't know if this is gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be better than the MacBook. What do you guys think in the comments? You think this is gonna be better than the MacBook or what? Doesn't matter, we're gonna try Minecraft for now. Another thing to know about gaming laptops is that the fans are so fucking loud. Sorry I cursed, but they're so loud. And the MacBook Pro, it has fans, but they're like so quiet. Unless you're trying to play something like crazy like Resident Evil 9, then you're gonna hear the fans on the MacBook Pro. But other than that, the gaming laptops, the fans constantly like always spin fast. Like, all right, here we go. We got Minecraft running on both the MacBook and Acer Nitro. So here goes the settings that we'll be rocking. All right, so I want to put it on max settings because this is a very light game. By the way, one thing I'm gonna say is that the MacBook speakers are insane. The MacBook speakers are crazy. Let me put this back on Fab. We put them both on Fabulous. It's not really maxed out. 3, 2, 1, create new world. MacBook loaded fast. Alright, so here the Nitro fans, they're kicking up, running at 200 FPS, where the fans are kicking loud as. Alright, so the FPS is on 80 on this. This is 100 FPS. Not too crazy. 80 FPS. Well, probably because the resolution is too high. Alright, so it was on 4K. Let's go to 1080p if it exists here. 1920 by 1200. I don't know, I'm saying 1900. Alright, so obviously did not change. Well, this is kind of unfair, actually. But looking at the screen, it is running on 4K. This does not look like 1080p whatsoever. So this is kind of like a false test. 180 FPS, and this is getting 90. It's making that lot too loud, so we gotta switch games real quick. Alright, so the next game I'm gonna try is not really widely. I mean, it's known. It's a very popular game on Twitch, but you guys are not gonna know what game this is. This is League of Legends. I've been playing this game a lot. Actually, I'm kind of addicted. I've been playing this on a MacBook because it's a portable device I can play on battery. Speaking of battery, I'm gonna show you guys how both these laptops perform on battery power. Alright, so you hear these fans kicking in when it's just only on the launcher. It's nothing crazy, and the fans are loud as fuck. Alright, here goes League of Legends running on both systems, right? 120 FPS, and we also are getting, this is a little harder to see, but I got the overlay working on here. Also 120 FPS. I might turn off the light actually. There we go. Everything is basically maxed out on this, and we're gonna remove the frame cap on both of these systems. So this is touching 500. Whoa, that's 500? 500 FPS. This is more than the Acer Nitro. 500, V15 400. This is 200, 300 FPS. I think it's mostly because of CPU, but this is gonna go lower. But anyways, I'm gonna tell you guys the good thing about MacBooks, right? So, you see this charger, right? I'm gonna plug it out. It's plugged out right now, right? Look at the performance. Still staying on above 500 FPS, alright? So let's do the same thing to the gaming laptop, see what happens, right? So where the charger at? So the charger's right here, it's plugged in. Unplug it out. Look at that FPS. Look at that FPS, man. Look at that FPS, man. You see that? You see that? Getting a MacBook while you're on battery, not only it lasts longer, but you get better performance. But let's say you on a plane, you're trying to play like a quick League of Legends match or whatever, like 40 minutes of a game. I'm gonna lock it right quick, press save, and we're gonna play the whole match on battery, by the way. And by the time it ends, sorry you got the percent was on before, so we're gonna press play on both of these because it's not gonna be too fair. I'm gonna lock it both of them to 144 FPS and see if the FPS like goes lower on the battery mode. This is right now 128. The MacBook's at 144 lock. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. Another thing to note is that the MacBook is running on a high resolution too. So this is just 1080p. The MacBook's running on basically 4K because they got a 4K display. That's why I say the display on the MacBook is really good. Alright, hold on. Look at this fight real quick. It should change the camera to me. What my laptop did. Alright, both of them. Look at this kill. I got a double kill right here. Look at that. The jungler is on my top lane for some reason, but he's trash. Oh, they went back. I think this is not the time. Hold on. I'll go straight to the time. Alright, look at this. Look at this. So the jungler was still in my lane on top lane. Keep in mind the top lane was getting annoyed because the jungler is basically a bot. Alright, look at this shit. Look at this shit. See, they're still both on top. Look at that. I think someone did come to help me. I'm not sure. Oh, going back to bot lane. I'm trying to think. I forgot this round, but I know I did it. I got a double kill up there. All right, like went back on me. Look at this. Boom. I'm trying to kill him. That's me right there. It switched again. Come on. Go back. Go back. Go back. All right, the ball lane completely sucked. All right, look at this shit. Got him. Boom. There, got him right there. Look at that. Oh, this one is actually more in the future, or whatever it's called. Look at this, look at this. I got another kill right there. It showed it for a quick second because I stole it, but that was fire though. That was fire. I like that. I got like a rampage towards the end. Let's see that. All right, this is another kill I got. Look at this. Look at that. Boom, like that. On a killing spree. Look at this one. Replay right there. Killing spree. I'm just good at League, bro. I'm good. If you guys want to play for like a good bronze player, I'm right there. Bronze is pretty shit, anyways. I'm just yapping. So here goes the FPS check. The Nitro has gone down in FPS since the battery is going lower. The MacBook is still at a 144 FPS locked on this game. This game's really light. I don't know why my Nitro is struggling on League of Legends. That's just weird. Okay, here goes another. Oh, I died. I thought actually I got that. Oh, by the way, one of their teammates left. He rage quit because there was like shit talking him. They call him a bot. They call him a bot. Like there was like, yeah, he left. He left. All right, here goes a quick team fight going on. The FPS fall below 94 FPS, and that one still like 144. I don't need to say that FPS anymore. It's gonna be always 144 FPS. And here goes another team fight going on. Okay, this one is falling below 80. It fell below 80. And they killed me. I remember they killing me. I think they shut me down, if I'm remembering. Okay. And I got that kill right there, you saw it. Replay on the MacBook. I wanted to get another kill. Look at that. I was on a killing spree. There. Rat dude got him. That was dumb. I was on a rampage. Told you guys I was being on a rampage just now. We just cleaning up the game. Cleaning it up. We're wrapping it up to a win. Okay. They didn't want to end the game for some reason. It was just only the me and the Ash just ending it. Alright, so that's the game. Alright, so let's see the battery life on both these devices. I'm pretty sure I plugged out the MacBook first, so like the Acer Nitro should get an advantage, right? This is the MacBook battery life while on League of Legends playing 144 FPS, all hot settings. Let's see, 90%. The camera's bubbly. Wow, 90%. Alright, so let's see my Acer Nitro, see what battery like this went to. 51%. Alright, so if you could do the math, right? 20 minutes of gameplay means this thing's gonna die. If 20 minutes of gameplay, this means that you're gonna get an extra, it was 20 times 9. 20 times 9 equals 180 minutes. So you get 180 minutes on battery if you play on a MacBook. But if you play on a gaming laptop, that's actually gonna die in 40 minutes. One thing to note is that like many people don't notice about laptop. Basically, not every laptop goes like powerful when you plug it into the charger, like go high performance when you plug it into the charger. It's just only laptops that have graphics cards in there. Anything that has a GTX, RTX, AMD, Intel Arc even, like those laptops are gonna perform significantly worse on battery because the GPU requires way more power. But like let's say like the MacBook don't have a GPU, they don't have dedicated, use the iGPU, right? And this iGPU is really good. It's competing with the RTX. Anyway, so you're gonna move on to the next game. Enough of me yapping. Okay, so you guys are wondering how am I playing GTA 5 on the MacBook. I'm using this application called Crossover. Basically, you can run any Windows game. Well, if it doesn't require internet connection, you can run any Windows game through Steam. It may be worse than the native ports of Mac OS, but other than that, like it should not be better than the 4050. If it's better than the 4050, then I got no words. Alright, okay, so here goes setting. 144 hertz. I can't change the refresh rate. This is the resolution we're rocking with from both devices. Basically the similar. I think the MacBook's a little bit higher though. Okay, MSA on. Everything is basically the same as you can get. Basically very high settings on GTA 5. Alright. So we're gonna load into story mode on this. 63 FPS. This is on 63 also. Okay, we're gonna run a benchmark. Let's go see how high the FPS is. Oh. The 4050 is blowing it out of the water so far. 120. Oh, it shot up. Okay, it froze a little bit. Stuttering a little bit. Alright, this is where the real test begins though. Okay. The MacBook became higher on this part. Wait, not yet. Hold on. So I was looking at it. It seems like when it shows like less stuff, the 4050 gets higher FPS, but then the CPU. Yeah, okay. So the 4050 is just basically better. I really am impressed. This is the closest the performance I've ever gotten between the laptop I compare with the Acer Nitro V. It's really close. I would never compare this game with the same settings with the Acer Nitro V, but it's really close, bro. Like you're losing 15 FPS to 20 on like a very high refresh rate. Keep in mind this is like basically max settings for GTA 5, so I'm impressed. Now you guys may be wondering, what if I do the same test but on battery? Okay, so let's see. The MacBook is gonna get the same FPS to see my Nitro. Alright, so it's getting 70 between 60 FPS, 50 FPS, that's all 50. Keep in mind this is on battery, so you could tell by the fans it's not spinning as fast as it is. Alright, 60 FPS. Alright, it's 50, 40 FPS, okay. Okay. Alright, here we go. So the Nitro V is on 40 FPS. It's on 60. The MacBook Pro is on 90 FPS. Bro, imagine if I got the M5 MacBook Pro, like it would beat the 4050. It's just crazy. Of it, you know, we're not gonna watch this whole thing again. We're gonna go to the next game, which is gonna be similar to GTA 5. We're gonna play Cyberpunk 2077, and we're not gonna do no battery, whatever, because they have a native Mac port of Cyberpunk 2077. So this is gonna be really surprising to me if the MacBook like does better than the Nitro V, because it's just crossover is basically an emulator. It's just emulating a Windows out to the MacBook. So if it's emulating and it's close to the 4050, imagine how Cyberpunk gonna perform on this. Yeah, this is gonna be off topic, but look how pretty this game has HDR on. Yo, it looks so good on this display. Let's do high with ray tracing on. I can't turn on ray tracing? Seriously, we're gonna do basically 1080p. I call it basically because we can't go 1080p on the MacBook for some reason, but basically 1080p, the MacBook's a little bit higher. Yeah. Okay, do ultra setting. And we're gonna have no DLSS or no, like, you know, magic FPS booster, fake frames, whatever it's called. And this thing is trying to cheat because it's trying to use frame generation. We're not using we're not using no frame generation. We're using raw frames. This is gonna be raw frames, alright? So we're gonna press apply. This is on 50 FPS, and that's on 50 FPS too. And then do it close up. So yeah, they're both the same. Oh my gosh, this game looks so good on this screen. This is basically maxed out settings for our ray tracing, by the way, so it's kind of impressive that both these devices are capable of running it. Yo, this game looks so good on this, bro. It's on 1080p too. Imagine if I turn on the freaking, like the DLSS and shit like that. Alright, so the average FPS on this is like 57, so it obviously did better. But the minimum FPS is on 45. This one is 56. And the minimum FPS is 46. The max is 71, that max is 73, so basically the same. But now let's turn on some DLSS. Alright, this is on 80, and that's on 70 FPS. This with the frame generation looks kind of weird. But other than that, the MacBook is performing like, you know, like 20 FPS better, I guess. Alright. Keep in mind on battery, this is gonna perform the same. This is gonna perform like shit on battery. So this game looks so smooth, by the way. I say it looks so weird because it's slightly more blurrier, but okay. So this got a higher resolution, a higher FPS of 94. This got 77, so it did got higher FPS. I think because DLSS has more like more AI doing. I don't know. I'm just yapping. I don't know what's up, but basically the 4050 is better at running this game by like 1 FPS, bro. Like literally 1 FPS. So we're gonna go to the last and final game that everybody been talking about. You guys should know what game I'm about to try. Oh, look at this, the first compiling shaders we have to do. Alright, so since this is like a modern game, I usually always do this to every modern game, even if I'm unsure how this game. This is my first time running this game, by the way, so I don't know. So we're gonna put it on. This can't even run high. That's fine. But we're gonna run high settings. We're gonna put on DLSS and do FSR to make it fair. We're gonna turn this off. We don't need frame generation for now. Alright, so this is my first time running this game on the laptop. I never actually played this game. So this is gonna be really surprising. I think it's gonna be pretty bad. This is a brand new game that came out. So would a MacBook crash or what? Alright, so well, this laptop loaded. And look how beautiful this game looks. So we on 90 FPS on this device. We on 90, right? And the MacBook is getting 60 FPS. Is that 60 alright? That's 59, 58. So, this is really surprising. And I would, if you were to ask me which one would I play on, I don't really care about 80 FPS. I will play on the MacBook. Hey, hold on, the resolution is probably higher. I'll be right back. You know, crazy thing is you can't change the resolution, so I don't know what resolution these two devices are. Oh, this is running at 1920, but I don't know what this is running at. I know it's not running at the max resolution. Well, judging by the HUD, it is running higher than 1080p. So can I judge it for running 60 FPS? Not really. And you can play on battery, get the same amount of FPS. All right, so both of them are plugged out. The 4050 is now running at 44 FPS, and this is still running at 60. Okay, so guys, now we at the end of the video. Now the big question is, which one would he play on? Would he play on the Acer Nitro V or the MacBook Pro, right? The 16-inch. We're not going to talk about prices because obviously this MacBook's going to be like $2,000, but I gotta say the money is worth it. You're getting similar performance to an RTX 5050. I said similar, but like you may see like 10 FPS difference in games that like mainly run on Windows. But let's say a game is on MacBook, you're getting basically the same performance. You saw what Cyberpunk did? If you have frame gen, it actually performs better than the 4050. That's crazy. You saw League also performs better. But Resident Evil Requiem, like I think that was running at a high resolution than 1080p, so I don't really count. But if you was to ask me which one would I rather game on for single player content, it'll be the MacBook. You got a 4K screen, you got HDR, the better speakers too. Speakers is blowing this thing out of the water, so I'd rather play on the MacBook. But based on performance, I expected the 4050 to beat the MacBook. I was lazy on the MacBook because I thought it would be actually kind of better based on League of Legends, because League of Legends kind of like tricked me with that shit. But based on battery though, if you want to play games, let's say like you're a lazy person, you don't want to plug in your laptop all the time, maybe you just want to play some like single player content, just go get the MacBook, bro. Like the Air is not gonna, you could get a MacBook Air, but it's not gonna be the same. I feel like you should get like a Pro though. That's the difference. But anyways, this actually surprised me. Many people say MacBooks are trash for gaming, but I say otherwise. But if you're like a Fortnite gamer, like play any multiplayer game, don't get the MacBook. You should get it for college or whatever. Just get a PC and a MacBook, bro. That's the best combo. But anyways, like and subscribe, and don't tell me anything about the MacBook, bro, because this thing actually blew my mind, bro. It's competing with a 4050, a gaming laptop, by the way. So yeah, that's it. Peace.